Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. I am Anissa from Group 4. Our group consists of 5 people, namely Song Cheng Kwan, Nurul Ain, Sharifah Hafiza, Nur Farwiza, and I am Nur Anissa. Our group will explain related programs that show the methods of machines that will produce soft drinks.
Hello guys, now I'm going to demo our group project, and as you can see here we already completed the coding, and I'm going to explain about what and why we use these methods. Firstly, in line 9 we declared a structure and name it as drinks info, where it have 3 members which are drink name, drink cost, and quantity. And each of these members, they have their own data type, which we use string for drink name, double for drink cost, and integer for quantity. Now let's move to the next line, which is line 22. Here we declare an array of structure for drinks info and name it as drinks with 14 elements. And for your information, in each element they contains the name of drinks, the cost, and the quantity. And before I proceed, you have to copy and paste the text that contains the drink's name, the cost, and the quantity that have been given in the question into a txt file. In this case, we name it as drinks, and here we separate those three information by spacing. Here is the name of the drink, here is the cost, and here is the quantity. And for the next step, we open the drinks file by using an open file. And here, as you can see at the bottom of it, we use for loop method for the first string to the last string. And here, as you can see in the looping, we copied the data from the drinks file into the drinks variable, and of course when we open the file we need to close it. Why we use these methods? It's because we no need to copy all the drinks name, the drinks cost, the drinks quantity into the C++ program, but you need to make sure that there's no spacing in drink name. For example, we have guava juice. If you can see here, the guava juice, there's no spacing, right? If we separate them by spacing, then the juice will enter in drink cost variable, so there will be an error. Now let's move to the function. Here we call a display drinks function. Here we pass the drinks from the array of structure to this function, and because of we pass all the array to this function, the parameter of the function has given a new name called menu. And here, as you can see, we use for loop for the output that contain the drink's name, the cost, and the quantity. And if you realize, we use fixed set precision and set W. And why we use that? It's because for fixed set precision, we use it to fix the decimal places into 2. As you can see here, we put 2 in the bracket where it represents the decimal places. And ZW is for the spacing, and as you can see here, we use 24. So that's a lot of spacing here. And for your information, in the bracket, you can put any number in it. And now let's move to the main function. Here we call a getDrinks function, and the data will be stored in choice variable. In getDrinks function, we display an instruction for the customer to enter the drinks that they choose. Here we use number to represent the drinks to make it easy for the customer to choose the drinks. And the total of the number is 15. The number from 1 to 14 are the drink's name, while number 15 is for the customer if they want to quit the program. If the customer entered the number that not in range, then this message will be displayed, and then the customer need to enter the another number that in range. Why we use while loop here? It's because when the customer enter the number that not in range again and again repeatedly, then the message will be repeatedly displayed until the customer enter the number in range. If the customer entered the number in range, the number that they entered will be deducted with 1, and the data will be stored in choice 1, and it will be returned to the main function, which means the customer have choose one number or one drink to buy. In the main function, after the program get the choice of the drink from the customer, they will get through two conditions to continue the program. When the choice is not equal to 14, then it will get here in this loop. In this looping, it also have two conditions, where the first condition is when the quantity of drink is equal to 0, then it will display this message, which means that the drinks that the customer choose has sold out, and the customer need to choose another drinks. Else, if the quantity is not equal to 0, then this message will be displayed, and another message will be displayed as the information for the customer. If they want to cancel the order, they need to enter number 1, and if they want to continue, they should enter number 2. And the data of the number that they entered, either 1 or 2, will be stored in cancel variable. After that, there's another looping, which is when the customer choose number 2, then this message will be displayed where the customer need to enter the money, and the data will be stored in money variable. Here we also call a transaction function for the process after the money entered. And in this function, there will be three conditions. When the customer entered money less than 0 or greater than 3, then this message will be displayed, and the customer need to enter the money again. And here at the bottom of it, we use true boolean for the invalid variable. For the second condition is when the amount of money is greater than 0 and less than 3, but the money is not enough, then this message will be displayed, and the customer need to enter the money again. And here we also use true boolean for less than variable. And for the last condition is when the amount of money is greater than 0, less than 3, and the money is enough, then it will perform a subtraction where the amount of the money that the customer entered will be minus with the drink cost, and the data will be stored in change variable. Then the message will be displayed, the change that we get. And here, as you can see, we use Boolean, but in this case we use false for invalid and less than variable. If you can see here, we use two different methods of looping, which are while and if. For the first and second condition, we use while loop because when the customer entered the amount that less than 0 or greater than 3 or the money is not enough, then it will be looping and display the message according to the condition until the customer entered the right amount of money. After they get through all the process, it means we have sold one drink. And here, for the choice of the drink, the quantity will be deducted with 1. Why? It's because we have sold one drink, and the drink cost will be added and stored in earning variable. And here, the customer will be asked again if they want to choose the drink or to quit the program. If they choose to quit the program, then this message will be displayed, where it displays the total earning, and at the bottom of it, we use for loop to check the type of the drink that we have not sold yet. If the quantity of the drink is not equal to 0, then the drink that not sold out yet will be added 1, and the data will be stored in not sold out variable. Lastly, we create an empty file, which is receipt file. We save it in txt file. Here, we open the receipt file, and the purpose of this output is they told us that the data from the file are copied. For the data, we use for loop, and inside of the looping, we copy the drink name, quantity of the drink that have not sold yet, and the quantity of the restock drink. Why we use 10 minus drink quantity? It's because we assume that the drink that we restock are 10. And as example, when 8 cola drinks have been sold, so there will be 2 cola drinks left, so that 10 will be minus with 2, and it will be copied in receipt file. And as usual, when we open the file, we should close the file. That's all for the demo. We will proceed with the example when we run the program. This is the example when we run the program. Let's say Ali, as the first customer, wants to buy a cola drink. He will enter number 1. Then he chooses to continue the program after this message displayed. So he entered number 2. A message will be displayed as the program asks him to enter the money, RM1.50. And there's no change as he entered an actual amount of money. Then the next customer, Robert, comes to buy 2 kinds of drinks. For the first drink, he chose Mountain Dew, so he entered number 5. Then, same as Ali, he entered number 2 to continue. As the message displayed, Robert entered RM1.50 for the drink that he buy. After that, he chose the second drink, which is ice cream soda. So he entered number 10. Then he chose to continue. For ice cream soda, he entered RM2. And for both of the drink, there's no change because Robert entered the actual amount of money for the drinks that he buy. After a couple of minutes, Lily, as the next customer, wants to buy a Pepsi drink, so he entered number 7 and wished to continue. Here, he paid RM2 for the drink, but it exceeds the cost of the drink, which is RM1.50. So she will get a change, which is 50 cents. Then another customer comes to buy a drink, which is Ming. He still not decide what he want to buy from this machine. So he randomly choose a guava juice. which is number 14. But he think about it again, that he don't want to buy a guava juice. So he entered number 1 to cancel his order and choose the another drink. For the second time, he chose Milo, which is number 11, and wished to continue. Here, he paid 2 ringgit and 50 cents, and it exceed the actual cost of the drink, so that he will get a change, which is 50 cents. For the last customer, which is Aman, wants to buy a Miranda orange, so he will enter number 6. He wished to continue to buy the drink, so he entered number 2. But for Aman, he not aware with the cost of the drink, so he entered 5 ringgit. But this message will be displayed, and he tried again with negative 1 ringgit. But the message still displayed. Then 1 ringgit and 20 cents. But another message displayed where the money that he entered is less than the price of the drink. So he tried again with 1 ringgit. But the same message still displayed. Then he chose to enter 2 ringgit. There's no message displayed as he entered 2 ringgit where it exceeds the price of the drink, and it's a positive value and less than 3. As the cost of the drink is 1 ringgit and 50 cents, he get a change which is 50 cents. Then a vendor comes to collect all the money from the machine, so he chose number 15 to quit the program. In this receipt file, it will display the total earning for a day and the quantity of the drink that not sold yet and the quantity that is stocked. What if a customer buy all of the cola drink? For example, if Anna want to buy all of the cola drink, then she will enter number 1. Then she will enter number 2 to continue, and she will enter 1 ringgit and 50 cents. She will repeatedly enter number 1, number 2, and 1 ringgit and 50 cents. This is what happens if the cola drink is sold out. A message will be displayed to inform the customer that the cola drink has sold out. So the customer need to enter the another drink other than cola drink. That's all for the example when we run the program. Thank you.
In conclusion, our group has shown that this program uses many different methods and ways that can produce water machine methods in producing water drinks. Our program also has its shortcomings, that is, in the coding of our program that we assume the vendor every time restock each drink until the number is 10. But in daily life, that is not necessarily. While there are also advantages in this program, which if insert money is wrong or not enough, he will loop until the correct insert money. So with that, this is the result of our group in producing water machine method in producing water drinks. That's all from group 4. Thank you.